Now we're recording for YouTube and our podcast, and I'm so excited that Dr. Michael Greger is with us. I must say that Dr. Greger has been in so many different wonderful places. He's helped Oprah Winfrey with her case. He's been on the Dr. Oz. You name it, Dr. Michael Greger is known nationally, internationally, and is a best-selling author of How Not to Die. And so today, Dr. Greger, I don't have a copy of your book, and do you have one near you so that you can be Vanna White here for me? And,
sorry.
Okay, so you're just going to have to take our word for it. It's a wonderful book, and so neither one of us has this. So please know that it is our sole purpose in life to give and receive love and knowledge. And I'm so grateful that Dr. Greger is here to do just that. Welcome, Dr. Greger, to the Lillian McDermott radio show / classroom. You're the teacher today.
So happy to be here.
Okay, so this is going to be, I know I'm going to get some slack about this because so many people wait till 9:05 or 8:05 to start, but because it's you, we're going to start earlier and get as much information. Why did you write this book? You have, How Not to Die, then your cookbook, all bestsellers. Why write this book now?
So my new book, How Not to Diet. I mean, with so much nutritional noise and nonsense out there, I just wanted there to finally be an evidence-based diet book. And I cite literally thousands of studies digging up every possible tip, trick, tweak, technique proven to accelerate the loss of body fat, to give people every possible advantage, and basically build the optimal weight loss solution from the ground up.
Mm-hmm. And as you're doing that, I would love for people that are meeting you for the first time, share why you have so much passion to do something to this, because this is a labor of love for you.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, it all really goes back to my grandmother. I was just a kid when my grandma was sent home in a wheelchair to die with end-stage heart disease. She already had so many bypass surgeries, basically run out of plumbing at some point, confined in a wheelchair, crushing chest pain. Her life was over at age 65. But then she heard about this guy, Nathan Pritikin, one of our early lifestyle medicine pioneers. And what happened next is actually detailed in Pritikin's biography. It talks about Frances Greger, my grandmother. They wheeled her in, and she walked out. In fact, within a few weeks, she was walking 10 miles a day. She was, though she was given a medical death sentence at age 65, thanks to a healthy diet, was able to enjoy another 31 years on this planet till age 96 to continue to enjoy her 6 grandkids, including me. That's why I went into medicine. That's why I wrote How Not to Die. That's why all the proceeds I received from all my books are all donated to charity. I just want to do for everyone's family what Pritikin did for my family.
And I think that is such a wonderful, noble cause. But you are I remember meeting with you in 2016 when you gave a talk in Melbourne, Florida. You were phenomenal. And by the way, are you still touring? Are you touring for the book?
Oh, am I touring? I have 200 cities lined up.
Okay.
With more added every day. And in fact, I'm going to be back in Florida tomorrow.
Where?
And for about 2 weeks. I'm speaking in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and Fort Myers, and Tampa, and Palm something, and Space Coast, and Ocala.
Well, if you're in the Space Coast, I've got to check I'm gonna post your schedule. Is there a place where I can post your schedule?
Yes. There's if you just go to nutritionfacts.org, click How Not to Die, and there's a speaking tour, and you can look at a calendar view, list view. We just had added that feature to the website. Okay,
then I will add that after the classroom today. I know I don't want to take up your time in doing that. So as you are so well versed in every single publication that has to do with nutrition, and of course you mentioned nutritionfacts.org, a great website for all of us to turn to, because you do the work so we don't have to. You're like our scrubbing bubbles. And so with that in mind, were you surprised that did you learn anything new? Let's start with that.
Oh my God. I mean, everything I learned is new. You think that any of us were taught about nutrition in medical school? No. So, I mean, everything I learn, everything I do, I learn just along with everybody else. And in fact, I mean, I love learning so much. I'd be doing this on my own, but I don't want to hoard all this knowledge, especially when it can be so useful for the people. And so that's why I started nutritionfacts.org, to get this, life-changing, life-saving information to as many people as possible. In terms of how not to diet, tons of stuff I learned. I mean, in medical school, we were taught that, a calorie is a calorie. A calorie from one source is just as fattening as a calorie from any other. But it turns out a calorie is not just a calorie. 100 calories of chickpeas has a different effect on caloric balance than 100 calories of chicken or chiclets, based on things like absorption and appetite. But even, different foods rev up or down your appetite. It's not just what you eat, but what you absorb. Fiber, for example. Right? Whole intact foods can trap calories, flush them out the other end. But even if we absorb the same number of calories, the calorie may still not be a calorie. Same number of calories in a different time of day and a different meal distribution after different amounts of sleep can have, can result in different amounts of body fat. So the exact same foods eaten differently can have different effects. So it's not just kind of what you eat, but how and when. And that was really kind of surprising to me. But it offered lots of opportunities to, find ways to accelerate the loss of body fat, regardless of what you eat the rest of the time.
Very good. Very good. So, there are so many conditions that we have that are changeable through a lifestyle transformation. And the transformation is very simple. So this is a simple solution. Why do you think people still are struggling to release weight, struggling to reverse disease, knowing that this is out there? You are a champion for all of us. You're out there promoting this lifestyle. Why do you think people are still not making the choices that the body needs to thrive?
Oh, I mean, I think it's just ignorance. I mean, we are bombarded all day long by $1 trillion processed food industry, which tells us what to eat. I mean, and really thrives off of confusion. I mean, there's that famous tobacco industry memo, doubt is our product. The PR company talking about how, we don't have to convince, the American public smoking is good for you. All we have to do is insert doubt. Some scientists say it's bad for you. Some scientists say it's okay. So, in hopes people kind of throw up their hands in the air and, and keep smoking, keep up their bad habits. The same thing with food. And that's exactly what the food industry wants to do, is muddy the waters such that, butter is good for you one day, bad for the next day. Coffee's good for you one day, bad. And hopes people would just be so confused, they'll just kind of throw up their eyes and eat throw up their arms and eat whatever's put in front of them. And so, but I mean, that's, maybe, putting, butter is back on the magazine cover may, sell a lot of magazines, but it really sells the public short. There's really a consensus in the scientific literature, in the peer-reviewed scientific literature going back decades, as to the core tenets of healthy eating. And so it's really just a matter of getting this information into the hands of the public.
Very good. Very good. And you are doing such a good job at getting this information. In fact, you have, because the book is an amazing book. Everybody should get it. You can get it from your public library all the way to Amazon, whatever it is that you want, buy it, use it, give it away. So Dr. Greger, you have your 21 tweaks. And I thought, since we only have you for half an hour, let's go through these 21 tweaks and you can give us examples of what those tweaks mean and entice us to go and get our own book. So, and by the way, we're giving 2 books away. So make sure you write on there that you want a book. And at the end, by tomorrow, I will do 2 winners. So everybody who puts in their name will go into the winners, because I want to let people from YouTube and podcasts, you put your name on. Let me know that you want to either call me at 407-373-5959. You can instant message me, but mostly come to the Facebook page and let me know right there, I would like a book, and I will put you in the winner's basket. So let's start with every day, Dr. Greger, you have for each meal some of the things that we should do.
Yeah, so I encourage people, for example, to preload with so-called negative calorie foods. Negative calorie preloading just means starting out a meal with fruits, vegetables, soup, salad, or simply a tall glass of water. Basically anything with less than 100 calories per cup. So for example, eating a large apple before a meal, so filling that people go on to eat about 300 calories less. So 100 calories in, 300 calories out. An apple before a meal effectively has negative 200 calories.
Something as simple as that. So let's keep going.
They're all simple, right? So another one, 2 teaspoons of vinegar with every meal, apple cider or any other kind. I recommend people do that. Why? Because when our body metabolizes the acetic acid in vinegar, we get a natural boost in the fat-burning enzyme called AMPK, causing people to lose about 5 pounds over 3 months for just pennies a day and without removing anything from their diets.
So is that straight 2 teaspoons of vinegar?
No, God, do not ever drink vinegar straight. You'll
I
burn
just
your
saw this
esophagus.
burning sensation.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No, sprinkle it on a salad. Even add it to some hot tea with some lemon juice or something. But never, ever take vinegar straight.
Okay. So, and another, can we add it to our water as we are front loading
Yeah, sure.
with, okay. So that could be a part of it. And you know what, when you have apple cider vinegar and you add it to water, it could have that kind of like a wine taste, like a little bit of a wine taste. And so you could hack your brain into thinking you're having something a little bit more. Okay.
That's a pretty crappy wine. I don't
It
know.
is a
Anyway,
very crappy wine, but you know what? Your taste buds adjust to everything, even crappy wine.
that's true. That's true. And no alcohol, which is carcinogenic. So you get the taste without the cancer.
Okay. So you say enjoy an undistracted meal. So how important is it to stay away from the computer or television when we're having a meal?
Oh, I mean, so studies suggest that people who eat undistracted just eat fewer calories. There's this kind of mindless eating phenomenon. Even just talking to someone actually during a meal, people take in many more calories then, and they just kind of are distracted from their own satiety signals. So yeah, eating undistracted meals is another one of my recommendations. Another is a quarter teaspoon of garlic powder once a day. Sneaking people just a quarter teaspoon of garlic powder a day causes them to lose about 6 pounds of straight body fat over 15 weeks. And a quarter teaspoon a day would only cost about 2 cents.
Wow. So now you're going to every day. So what are other herbs that we can use?
Well, if you're willing to splurge up to 3 cents a day, there's black cumin. What is black cumin? Well, you haven't been reading your Bibles, obviously. Isaiah 28:25. Anyway, it reduces your cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugars, and your waistline.
Amazing. So you also recommend ginger and cayenne pepper.
Yeah, and cumin. You can use regular cumin as well, acts as an appetite suppressant. Those randomized to a half teaspoon at lunch and dinner lost about 4 more pounds on exchange off their waist. Found comparable to the obesity drug Orlistat, but without the unsavory side effects. For ginger, over a dozen randomized controlled trials, starting just a quarter teaspoon of ground ginger a day, show significant weight loss again for just pennies a day. You can just stir into a cup of hot water and make ginger tea out of it.
Very good. Very good.
Cayenne pepper.
Yes.
If you can hack it a half teaspoon a day, can counteract the metabolic slowing that accompanies weight loss and accelerate fat burning at the same time.
And if accelerated fat burning, is that the same thing as speeding up your metabolism? Because there seems to be a misconception about a fast metabolism leading to, a faster death, like slowing down your metabolism and decreasing your intake of food. What do you say about that?
Yeah, so that's actually going to be the basis of my next book, How Not to Age, which will be out December 2022.
No, really? How Not to Age? Pretty cool.
So I start that next January once I'm off the tour and have a chance to catch up on the videos for nutritionfacts.org. And so that'll be about longevity. And one of the questions will be, what about caloric restriction and the effect on metabolism? And whether what we see in laboratory animals can be extrapolated to human beings.
Yeah. A lot of people say, speed up your metabolism, so that you have permission to eat more food. And so I just was wondering what your take was on that, but I guess we'll learn more
We'll
about it.
find out.
We'll find out. Stay tuned. Okay. So we have a few questions from the audience. And one of the questions is, Cersei was saying that she has a friend who has a hard time losing weight, and she has IBS. Has it been difficult to eat too much fiber, which is so counterintuitive? People that have colitis, they're told to stay off of greens, stay away from seeds. And that is, what would you like to say to people that are
bad? That is bad advice.
Bad advice, correct. Go ahead.
And so high fiber diets have been found effective in combating both inflammatory bowel disease as well as irritable bowel syndrome. So you're going the exact opposite direction. And the whole seeds thing is for something called diverticulosis, diverticulitis. And again, that's something that's a myth that's been busted in the nutrition community. And any doctor who tells you that hasn't cracked open a journal in 10 years.
Yeah. Putting it mildly. Okay, so Victoria asks, could vinegar be replaced by kombucha? Because there's a lot of people having kombucha out there.
A good question, and the answer is absolutely not. Why? Because it's the acetic acid. Mm-hmm. And so there are bacteria in kombucha that make, for example, lactic acid to give it that tart taste, but it's a different kind of acid. And the lactic acid metabolism is metabolized. You don't get a boost in that fat burning enzyme, the AMPK. Only works with acetic acid, but it can be any kind of vinegar. Though if you use balsamic or apple cider vinegar, then you get a few of those apple or grape phytonutrients in it. But even nasty distilled white vinegar that people use for cleaning can still, because it's the acetic acid itself, can still be used for the fat burning purposes.
Very good. Okay, so hopefully that'll answer your questions. Okay, so let's continue with your 21 tweaks that you have in the book that I just absolutely love. And
how about 3 cups of green tea a day? Drinking 3 cups of green tea results in average about a pound of weight loss a month. But I would not recommend green tea extract supplements, as they've been shown to cause liver damage in about 1 in 20 people. Another thing I recommend is to fast after 7 p.m. So why stop eating after 7 p.m.? Because of our circadian rhythms, food eaten at night is more fattening than the exact same food eaten earlier in the day. So the fewer calories after sundown, the better.
Absolutely. You're going to keep going, or do you want me to prompt you?
Whatever you want to do.
Okay. What about deflower your diet?
Yeah, so even 100% whole grain flour products, such as whole wheat bread, have had their cellular structure destroyed. Basically, their cell walls cracked open. Calories are free for the taking. We really should not just eat whole plant foods, but structurally intact whole plant foods. So groats, oat groats or rye berries, or wholeless barley. You should be able to see the entire grain there, like quinoa, something like that, rather than in flour products. But the exception is pasta, because the compression process, it's packed so tightly that actually your digestive enzymes have to kind of work in from the outside, rather than having all the little bubbles in bread that instantly turns into a starch slurry. So pasta is the exception, but beyond that, we really should try to remove flour products from our diet, such as crackers and breads
cereals
and things like that. Cereals too, although there are some, is there any? I don't know, well, something like Uncle Sam cereal, which is basically rolled wheat berries. It's better to eat them completely intact, but that's better than most cereals on the market.
What about oatmeal, when you look at oatmeal?
Well, yeah, so the worst form of oats is powdered oats, like something like Cheerios. Then the second worst is instant oatmeal, which is kind of pre-steamed and chopped into really thin flakes. Then rolled oats are a little better, old-fashioned rolled oats. Steel-cut oats, even better than that. And the top of the pyramid, the best way to eat oats, the way I eat oats, is to eat oat groats, which is what the oat looks like before you chop it in 2 to 3 pieces to make steel-cut oatmeal. So it's uncut steel-cut oat, basically. And it's delicious. I mean, it's better. It's this wonderful chewy texture. I wish I knew about them, and I didn't before this book.
Now, do you soak your oats? Do you
No,
groats? Your groats? Do you
no,
cook them?
I cook them. No,
You cook them.
yeah, pressure. Yeah, you can, pressure cook them for just a few minutes, and poof, they are ready to go.
Very good. Okay, so let's talk about some more hacks or tweaks throughout the day. And you are also talking again about front loading your calories. You mentioned that earlier, not just water, but or eating an apple. So let's talk about a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So we're not talking about preloading. We're talking about front loading of calories during the earlier part of the day. So breakfast like a king, brunch like a, lunch like a prince, dinner like a pauper. The more calories we can get earlier in the day, the better, because calories just don't count as much earlier in the day for a variety of reasons. So I mean, the blood sugars are lower in the day. Metabolically, we were really meant to eat our calories earlier in the day. And so if you're going to skip any meal, it should be skipping supper, not breakfast. And if you're doing time-restricted feeding, where you're cutting your feeding window to less than 12 hours, it should be early time-restricted feeding because, again, we don't want to be eating after 7 p.m.
Okay. Now, do you keep to that all the time, Dr. Greger? Because I know you.
What do you mean? I'm in planes half the time. It's in airport food courts. Lucky I get to eat it all.
Yeah.
No, it's life on the road. It's pretty miserable. It's difficult to take care of yourself. But when I'm home and have control over my life, I absolutely do that.
Very good. Very good. We need to get you home more often. Okay. So you mentioned weigh yourself twice a day.
Yeah. So the evidence suggests that weighing yourself twice. There was one study showed that weighing yourself twice a day is better than weighing once a day. But there's a large body of evidence suggesting that regular weighing is important for weight loss, because it gives you a kind of accountability, kind of internal accountability. How do you know if what you're doing is right unless you can actually track the progress? And weighing twice a day may be better than once a day.
I weigh myself every morning, and some people say that that's obsessive. It's not that I'm looking at my weight. I don't need to worry because I know how I eat. It just gives me a gauge of how much, because sometimes I'll have a little bit more module dates than normal, and that gives me a gauge. So I'm not, can people weigh themselves even if they don't are worried about losing weight? Because with a whole food plant-based diet, you don't have to worry about intake.
If you don't care about your weight, then don't weigh yourself. The whole book is just about getting to your ideal body weight. There's a BMI between 20 and 22, and if you're going to stay there, there's no reason to do anything in the book. I would then default to how not to die, and work on reducing one's risk of chronic disease.
Very good. Very good. Now, there was something in the every night trend that you mentioned, and I want to make sure I'm sensitive to your time. And you talked about mild Trendelenburg. I had never heard about that. So let's talk about that a little bit.
No one's ever heard about it because it's something new that no one's ever talked about. I'm not sure we're going to be able to get through this entire topic. So it is it's basically you're feeding for at least 4 hours a night with your head tilted down 6 degrees. So that's just adding a few bricks under the feet of your bed. And what that does is that increases reduction in your heart of a fat burning hormone, kind of exercise mimetic. This is based on a series of interesting experiments done on Russian cosmonauts. But I talk about some of the contraindications in terms of if you have glaucoma, if you have a brain injury, or there's a couple of things that are absolute contraindications, meaning you shouldn't do it if you have this list of things. And I encourage you to ask your physician if they think that it's okay for you to sleep in mild Trendelenburg, which is just a position that they use a head down position, often used in certain types of abdominal surgery.
I was so fascinated by that. And I did some extra research myself, and I thought, wow, this has been around for a long time, but you're using this to kind of hack the body into thinking it's exercising. So
Right.
I thought that was very interesting. So you guys all have to get the book, or you can win it by putting you can win it by putting your name on the post here comment section. And last, Dr. Greger, I know we have a few minutes left. I just wanted to ask you to share what people should expect when getting How Not to Diet.
Oh, well, it's cut up into a few sections. The first section of the book is just how we got to where we are, what the cause, the trigger of the obesity epidemic, starting in the late 70s, early 1980s. The causes, the consequences in terms of what it does to your body, and the solutions tried to date. And I go into the 17 optimal weight loss criteria. What is it about what kind of ingredients, one might say, of what an optimal weight loss diet look like, so that you compare any diet that comes down the track to the list of 17 criteria and see how many fit the bill. You can also use those criteria for a meal, for an eating pattern, for even an individual food. And then I go on to talk about what the ideal weight loss diet would be, a diet that not only fills all 17 criteria, but is safe, sustainable, nutritious, and healthy. And then get into the 21 tweaks. Basically, regardless of what you eat, how you can accelerate the loss of the body fat. I'm happy we were able to get through a few of those.
And water is so crucial. And what kind of water do you recommend?
It would be tap water. If you don't like the taste, you can use carbon filtered. In fact, I have a video going through all the different types of carbon filters that have been put to the test in terms of what are the best. And then 2 glasses of water before each meal, cold on an empty stomach, unflavored, would be ideal in terms of the benefits I talk about in the book.
Now, Dr. Greger, as when you're talking about many people that are on insulin medication or they're concerned about not eating, we've been told that we must eat every so often, but is the insulin requirements a sign that there needs to be a change in the diet and maybe the medications as your diet improves?
Oh, well, I mean, it's critically important for anyone on blood sugar lowering medications or blood pressure lowering medications that if you are dramatically changing your diet in any way, you need to do it under physician supervision. So, for example, if you went on a whole food plant-based diet, you would so rapidly improve, because you're treating the cause, that you can be over-medicated very rapidly. Patients and doctors alike underestimate the power of food. And so within days, you could bottom out your blood pressures, bottom out your blood sugars. And so that's why your doctor has to wean you off these medications as your body gets healthier from within.
Well, you are an amazing man. I want to honor your commitments for 930. Thank you so much for coming and being our teacher on the Lillian McDermott radio show Classroom. You're a man of your word. You said you'd come on and you have. So thank you so much.
So happy to be here. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. You too. And we'll be wishing you lots of good food while you're in the airports too.
Good luck.
Well, we'll see you. Thank you so much, Dr. Greger. And thank you all for being a part of the classroom today. We're not done. Dr. Greger does have to go on to another interview. And so he's on his treadmill. He wrote his, did you write this all on your treadmill too?
I did not. Well, the research was done on my treadmill, but when I actually have to sit down and write, I have to sit down.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So for those of you who have been tuning in, thank you, Dr. Greger. Okay. So for those of you who are in the classroom right now, please know that we are giving away 2 books. We are giving away 2 books of how not to diet. And I want to encourage all of you to write your name on, I go to whenyouneedafriend.com. If you don't know if you're listening on podcast or watching our YouTube, the way to find my Facebook page is by going to whenyouneedafriend.com and you click onto the Facebook page icon. Find this video and put on there, I want this book. Tomorrow, I will put your names in the basket. Now, if you tag somebody on this, the comment section, I will add your name again. That means you are promoting this. So I'm going to reward you. The more you tag, the more your name gets on there. And by the way, we're also going to be doing this starting Monday because we're giving away a ground therapy mat for St. Patrick's Day. So stay tuned for that. But I just want to acknowledge all of you for being in the classroom today. This means that you want to do something to change your life. What are you willing to do? As you know, the great philosopher Meatloaf said, I would do anything for fill in the blank, love, dieting, health, for my relationships. I would do anything to keep my job or to get a different job. But here is what the song leads to next. But I won't do that. Many people think that a whole food, plant-based lifestyle is giving up a lot. So instead of giving up, what are you willing to add to your lifestyle that will feed your body? Now, I don't know which classroom it was that we were talking about how it was Dr. Siegel. She was saying that animals can thrive by eating the way they eat, but the human body, because if they're not eating the way they need to eat, they will not thrive. But if we don't eat the way we need to eat, our bodies will compensate. Think about it. If you are not eating a whole food plant-based diet or living that lifestyle, let's say 90% of the time or 80% of the time, your body will start compensating and trying to figure out ways to give you what you need. So with that in mind, if you have diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, and you're being told not to eat vegetables and fruits and take a pill, that may not be the best advice for you. You may want to look into reading this book, reading How Not to Die. Maybe that will bring you to How Not to Diet. Dr. Joel Fuhrman is in the classroom once a month as well. That's a whole food plant-based lifestyle and has some flexibility, because a lot of people say, I can't give up my meat. Well, for people who say that you can't give up your meat, how about if you reduce the amount of meat that you are consuming and increase the vegetables and the fibers? There's a lot of evidence in this book. And Dr. Greger, by the way, he says that if you want anecdotal evidence and people losing 100 pounds or whatever, that is not the book for you. He will give you the science. He will give you the research, the publication. He will show you where it is that you need to go to be able to find the information that he is citing. So that is important. Know your information. That is what I would like to encourage you. And this is what we talk about in the classroom and how we take 100% responsibility. And by the way, if you want a copy of the book, How Not to Diet, all you need to do is write in the comments section that you would like a copy of this book. Your name will be taken and it will be added to the winner's basket. If you tag somebody, your name will be added. As many people as you tag, we will add your name into the winner's basket. The point is, we need to grow this information. We need people to know that we are here bringing doctors, bringing people that have been there before us, that have done the research. But again, I say, do not just hear what they say and blindly follow. Research it for yourself. So now you're not quoting Greger, you're not quoting Fuhrman, you're not quoting me. You're actually reading it, researching it, and now it's your truth. Now it's become a part of your life, because if you don't believe it, it's not going to stick. So maybe if there's enough evidence in your information that you're looking at, perhaps maybe that will, if you read it over and over again, it may convince you. It may convince you. As well as, if you are watching television or if you're listening to the radio, the sponsors of what keep everything going are big pharma, big foods, just the nutrition that you are going to be deciphering through, like, milk does the body good. Well, did you know that milk causes your bones to dry? That it's one of the number one causes of childhood diabetes. It's number one cause of osteoporosis. Did they promote that? No, they don't. Or they give you a pill. Maybe for every 100 people, that pill will do a good job for, but nothing for the price. You heard him say pennies. If you want to really splurge and spend 3 pennies a day, get black cumin. So that is what we're talking about. That doesn't sell big money. That doesn't make big money to say to people, oh, here's this great diet, but I can't make any money off of it. So that's not going to be as popular as some of these weight loss programs. But it's not about weight loss. It's about choosing health. Again, the body will adapt. Our bodies, our animals, our pets, we're losing our animals 5 years, 10 years prior to what we have to, because we're not giving them what they need. So they don't know how to thrive. Their body does not adapt. We, on the other hand, our body starts speaking to us, squealing by the symptoms that we're experiencing. Then we go to a doctor that has no clue about whole food plant-based and will prescribe a medication. And so I want to encourage you to look at your doctor and say, if my doctor looks healthy, then perhaps if they can take care of themselves, they might be able to take care of me. But research everything they tell you. You can go to nutritionfacts.org. It's a wonderful place to go to. There are certain books that you can also read. This is one of them. And so I want to also take a time and thank my sponsors, because my sponsors are making sure that we're keeping this program going, this information that is so empowering. It's great news that if you're creating your dis-ease, you can uncreate it. That's the great news. Many people have an issue with saying, I didn't create my diabetes. I didn't create you're claiming it as yours. And it's not through fault, blame, or shame that we're saying that it was created. The way we eat, we're being, I would say, hijacked. Our brains are being hijacked by the billions of dollars that are spent with the bitter and the taste and the savory and the salt and the sugar. Because once it reaches our mouth, it sends what is it, the word that I'm looking for? It sends a message to your brain that this is good. I am hooked. No different than a man gets hooked or a woman gets hooked on pornography. No different than we get hooked on cocaine or heroin. It sends a signal. That's the word I was looking. Thank you, brain. I knew you would come through for me. It sends a signal that, oh, I want more, because that's how we're made to want. It's the pleasure trap. It's the pleasure trap that we find ourselves in. And so just recently I interviewed Austin Perlmutter. He has a book called Brainwash. So the purpose of that book, and by the way, we just learned that we're going to be giving 2 books away, but I'm waiting to receive them before drawing. I just want to make sure I get them before I draw the names. And so there's so many, thank you, Glenda. Yes, signals, that's the word. Okay, so we're going to be giving that. So stay tuned on that one. So you still have time. If you want a copy of Brainwash, check out the interview I did with Austin Perlmutter, who co-wrote the book with his father, David Perlmutter, and it's called Brainwash. It's how to eliminate all the stuff that is the limiting beliefs that are in our heads about having to eat every 2 hours, having to, we talked about today intermittent fasting. And we talked with Dr. Lodi about how fasting really truly is 24 hours without food. That when you are restrictive eating, we call intermittent fasting. That is not real fasting. It's intermittent eating or restrictive eating. So there's so much we don't know. So today we are giving away 2 books, but I want to go back to my sponsors and share with you that if you go to whenyouneedafriend.com and you subscribe to my channel, you will have all the links of everybody who's in the classroom. As a matter of fact, the class is sent to you when you subscribe, the audio. You could also subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then the YouTube channel, when it's uploaded, it sends you a signal that that's the latest classroom that we've uploaded. So there's so many different ways to learn this information and stay connected. And so I want to acknowledge my sponsors. Of course, you see them here: Liberty Health Share, Dr. Grable with Complementary Care Center. We have Keep Me Safe Organics, because that's another reason we may hoard our weight, which is through toxins, because the body is protecting us from those toxins, and it'll go into our fat. So we need to release some of those. Keep Me Safe Organics is products that from head to toe that are non-synthetic, all organic. They're amazing. It's all that I use in my body, my hands, lotions, you name it, makeup, lipstick, lip balm, everything. Keep Me Safe Organics. So we have First Alternative Care, Live Longer Medical, ground therapy, and earthing, which we're going to be doing a giveaway for St. Patrick's Day. So if you feel lucky, learn about this. We were going to be posting that on Monday, and how you can earn it. And maybe if we have some time, I'll share with it in a little bit. And of course, the pharmacy, who's doing compounds. So instead of taking the pill orally, you can put it on your skin. The compounding creams, and you can now pretty soon, and starting in March, you'll be able to order from anywhere in the nation. You can order from the pharmacy. More to that in the future. So I'm really excited about all these sponsors who have taken a stand. So please support them. When you go to whenyouneedafriend.com, click onto my sponsors page or my shopping page. That's how I am able to put money back into the classroom so that we can bring better and better guests on board and promote the classroom the way it needs to be. We also have Brain Tap. I just want you to know that Brain Tap is something that is very dear to my heart. It's how to rewrite the program in your head, and more to that. We had Dr. Patrick Porter in the classroom, and so I just want to encourage all of you to take your health back and support the sponsors in the classroom that are supporting us. Figure out ways you can support them. And finally, you can become an enrolled student in the classroom, and you can either give your time, your talent, and your treasure. How can you give your talent or your time? Is by tagging this classroom, by writing your comments and sharing your thoughts. That's how, people become aware and get information that nobody is paying me for. I mean, I could have pharmaceutical drugs pay for this classroom, but that's not what we're aligning with. We want to align ourselves with everything that is whole, everything that we can do to provide for our body, so that when it adapts, our body, instead of adapting, it will start thriving. Is that something that you're interested in? Now that Dr. Gregor is not here, and I shared a little bit about my sponsors and everything that we are about, I want to hear from you. I want to hear, where you're from. Why were you watching today? You can instant message me too if you want to be private. And I respond to my messages that you send me, because this is not just about diet. It's about a spirit, mind, and body approach to health and wellness. So here's the question: what are you willing to do? What is causing us to sabotage ourselves, to not living a healthy life? Because we've learned, again, that the human body will adapt to whatever environment we give it. And so it adapts by giving us certain things that may be causing symptoms that we might need insulin, or that we might need a statin. And these drugs could lead to premature death. Not that necessarily the drugs, is the drugs may be giving you permission to continue eating the way that has caused the problem. So learning about your body and learning about a new way to eat that has been around forever and ever. And by the way, check out Dr. Lodi's. If you asked a question and I have not, go ahead and ask it again, because if there are times where you are writing something and I don't see it. So if you write it again, perhaps maybe I'll see it. So the way you are able to promote this class is by tagging, by spreading the word by tagging a friend, by sharing, by liking this broadcast. And by the way, if you're listening on podcast right now, you can join us live on Facebook.com/Lillian's Radio Show. And you can ask the doctor questions. So hopefully most of your questions were asked. And so before we go, because we started the classroom early today, and the reason we started early is I only had Dr. Greger from 9 to 9:30. So I didn't want to keep him to myself for the 5-minute prepping. I wanted to share him completely. We didn't even do a theme song today. We didn't even dance today because I want this information to come out. So perhaps it's the support that you need. Perhaps the reason, and again, my registered service mark is you can take a pill, you can take responsibility. I'm not against the pill. Short term, some of these pills can save your life, and I understand that. But long term, it does not. Long term, something different has to happen. If there is a problem, that a signal, a symptom that you're experiencing, that's your body telling you, I am compensating. So let's figure out together how to get you to thrive again. And when you're eating a whole food, plant-based diet, you don't need to worry about counting calories. I've never counted a calorie. I know that if I'm gaining weight, is because I'm eating something that's not good for me, for my body. For some people, it might be better for them. Like, I don't eat a lot of animal products. I'm not vegan. I will, if there's a grain, if there's a wild caught piece of fish that is low in mercury, I might have that, but it's rare. I'm not going to deprive myself of a organic turkey during Thanksgiving. I'm not going to deprive myself. And so the moment we start thinking of deprivation, then that's the moment we start rationalizing eating junk foods. And when I say junk foods, I'm talking processed foods. And so, yes, 90% of the time, eat well. And if you want to have those moments where you say, okay, I'm going to have this or that, then don't worry about it. Just eat it. Eat it and enjoy it. And then tomorrow or after you eat it, start new. Drink some water, start anew. Be kind to yourself. So this is what I'm talking about. It's a spirit, mind, and body approach. So what is your spirit saying to you? What is your body screaming out? Because your body and your mind are constantly communicating. Your gut and your brain are constantly communicating. And the gut, whatever bacteria you have there, is taking over this temple of yours. Your body's a temple. So the bacteria, which I was told from, and so oh my God, wonderful. I'm so glad that, Ibrahim, you're back. Thank you so much for joining us. Glenda, Linda, let me go back. Babette. Remember, if you want a copy of the book, let us know that you want a copy of the book. And if you want to put your name extra, because every time you say, I want a copy of this book, you'll get entered once. But if you tag your friends, if you like this broadcast, if you like my Facebook page, your name will be entered again into the winner's basket. And everybody who is watching today and will be a part of this broadcast is a winner. That's why it's a winner's basket. And so I will pick 2 names tomorrow. That'll give chances to the people who are watching on YouTube or listening on podcast to come onto Lillian's radio show and Facebook, Lillian's radio show, and enter in the comment page that you want this. Oh, so I'm seeing all the love now. Oh yeah, send those likes, because you do that, then that will, everybody who's liked this is going to be, their name's going to be entered. Anyone who says, I want a copy of this book, will be entered in the basket again. So your name will be added. Thirdly, if you tag a friend, you will also be entered. So that'll 3 different opportunities. And if you tag 10 friends, that's 10 different opportunities or 13 different opportunities to go in. So I'm looking at Babette. Thank you so much, Victoria, Tamara, Ashley, Leslie, Glenda. I love all of you Cersei, who have come into the classroom. You are in these seats behind me, beside me, because we have got to take our health back. So what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do for health? Not to lose weight, release it. Because what happens when you lose something? I know that when I lose my keys, I go around looking for it. Many people, they'll have incredible weight loss, but then they go back and find it. So let's release it. Let's make a decision to release it. Another thing I started talking about earlier was maybe you don't have the support that you need to release weight. We have the HEAL tribe. That's the Healthy Eating and Living tribe. What I'd like to do is maybe I need someone to help with this. So I'm asking for a volunteer, and that's how you can give of your time. I need someone to help manage a healthy living and eating. So Healthy Eating and Living HEAL tribe. Go on to ask to be added to the support group. And perhaps maybe we can support ourselves. You have any questions? I can ask the experts for you. But this is our tribe. And remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. So if you want to be able to release weight, you need to surround yourselves with people that believe that you can. So ask to join the HEAL tribe. And that way you can add pictures, post different things that you're doing. Now, it doesn't have to be how Dr. Greger's book, How Not to Diet. It could be Dr. Furman's. Maybe you want how to eat for life. That's his latest book that we have, and he's in the classroom once a month. So with Dr. Furman, you can manage bringing in those animal products. And so let us know how you want to release your weight, how you want to get healthy. Let us know how you want to do that. And again, everything, I'm going to do the disclaimer. Anything you choose to do it with a doctor, or especially if you're on medication. If you're healthy already and you want to become healthier, because that was one of the things that I did not understand. I thought I ate healthy, but when I was challenged to go raw vegan in the classroom, on the show at the time, I was just interviewing someone who was a raw foodist. He challenged me to go raw vegan for 1 month. And I must say that first 2 weeks was the worst 2 weeks of my husband's life, because I was relearning how to prepare meals. And to me, I was excited because I was learning something new. And every time you learn something new, your brain gets signaled, and it helps grow your hypothalamus or hippocampus, and it helps prevent dementia. And so it helps slow down that process of cognitive decline. So I was really excited to learn about this. But one thing I was not expecting is that I was starting to feel better. I required less sleep. I had more energy. 4 days. And it wasn't that I felt bad and that I didn't have energy. It's that I didn't know I could feel better. So maybe that's you. Maybe you are healthy in every step of the sense of the word, but you're not at optimal health. I'm not adept to mental health, and I work at different ways to create health within me. So one size does not fit all. Figure out what works best for you. Join the Heal Tribe, and perhaps maybe I need several people to help, moderate and guide us, and keep the conversation going. Use the Heal Tribe private group to create the support group that you need, that will help you release the weight that you want and give you the health that you want. Perhaps maybe get off of statins, get off of insulin, get off of high cholesterol medication, whatever it is. Perhaps maybe this is exactly what you need. Take your health back. Do the research. Treat your body like a temple. And as I was saying, if your temple was full of terrorists, would you knowingly let them in? If you were given the keys to the holiest of holies, would you allow terrorists in to the temple? And the reason I say that is because we do that. We allow terrorists in our body every time we eat a food that is processed. Every time we have, and that's a choice that we make. It's just being aware. I can choose to let them in, or I can say, what are the substitution? Where can I go to substitute that crunchy feeling, that sweet feeling? I make incredible desserts that are guilt-free, that are dairy-free, that are sugar-free, because it's all whole food plant-based. I make ice cream that's not ice cream, it's nice cream that is whole food plant-based. It's absolutely phenomenal for my health, and it could be for yours too. So I want to encourage you to stop allowing the terrorists into your body. Your body is the holiest of holies. So look at what you're letting in, because those terrorists are the bacteria in the body, in your gut, and they'll make demands to your brain. They'll say, I crave this, I crave that. The best way to get rid of the terrorists is to starve them, to think about a fast. We're going to talk about doing a fast. We're going to be giving away ground therapy mat. And so there's going to be different ways that we can work together. So spread the good news. Let's work together to have the life that we want. Don't buy into that the pill is a one-size-fit-all. Don't buy into that diet is a one-size-fit-all. There might be emotional traumas that need to be released. There might be forgiveness that needs to be made. There might be changes in your life, cutting off toxicity in your beauty products. It might be grounding, so that the grounding removes the inflammation from your body. Like right now, I'm grounding with ground therapy. My feet are touching the mat that mimics the earth's frequency. So there are so many different ways. Will you work with me on this? Will you help me achieve a better health? I will make that commitment with you to help you. Join the Heal Tribe. Just go to Healthy Eating and Living on Facebook, or Heal Tribe, and you'll find us. And I'll put the link in the Facebook so that you can just click on it and go to it. So several things I'm going to do, and I'm making a commitment. I'm going to post Dr. Greger's schedule. He's got 200 cities that he's going to promote this book. And so figure out what plan works for you, what works best for you, that is lasting, that is not really a diet. It's a lifestyle change. Never diet again. Never diet again. If you're gaining weight, it's because of what you're eating or what's eating you. So let's work together on this and answer the question, what are you willing to do to live the life that you desire? Not what you're not. what you're willing to do. And let's do it together. Are you in? Who's in? Okay, so Glenda, if you want to join the Heal Tribe, then go. I'll post all the information in the comments section. Great, good for you. Myrna, you're loving this. Thank you so much. I am so grateful to you, Myrna, and all of you that have joined the class. You guys are there. What seat is your seat? Which one is your seat? This is our classroom. Tell me what you want to learn, and I'll bring the experts on. Tell me how we can work together. By the way, if you go to my affiliate sponsors, the only way I get credit is if you go in through whenyouneedafriend.com, click onto my shopping bag, and then click onto the icon. That is the only way. So if you're going straight to ground therapy or straight to earthing, then I don't get the credit. That helps power the show so that we can grow and advertise more and do all the things that cost so much money. You know, there's so much money that I pay from my own pocket. So this is information that it's free for you. I don't know how long I can do that. So I need for you to become an enrolled student and help me with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Let's do this together. Let's create the life that we want together. And please remember, I'll be right here waiting for you worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. This is Lillian McDermott wishing you love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. Make it the best day ever. And I hope that even though the disclaimer is not playing now and the theme song didn't play, that you still dance today, that you still are responsible when you make any changes in your life. It is your life to change. Let's do it. We can do it together, or you can do it with your group of friends. But when you are doing it together with us, then you are part of something big, which is health. So be that today. Thank you so much for watching today. We're going to say goodbye. We started a little bit earlier. Unless you guys have questions, let me see. Oh yeah, there's some comments. Let me see. Oh, Victoria, your seat is in the front row. You're right here. Hopefully, maybe you can pick up and help out with the Heal Tribe. Glenda, maybe you can help out with the Heal Tribe as well. If you are uncomfortable with how life is going, and by the way, the podcast is not listening to this, because once I say make it the best day ever, we're done with the podcast. But YouTube continues. And we also continue in the classroom. So if you want to have a conversation now, we can certainly have a conversation. So let me see if there's any other questions that maybe Linda, is eating nothing after 7 p.m. okay if you're on insulin? Yes, I want the book. I have mine, but I want to give one away. Perfect, Linda. You know what? Even if you have the book, then it is time to share. This is how we love people. And sometimes, it's difficult to love, especially if you have certain answers. If you know the answer, it's very difficult for me. I just want to share the information. And the only way that this will work is if the person is open. They have that joke that says, how many psychiatrists does it take to change a light bulb? And the answer to it is one. But only if the light bulb wants to change. So we are the light bulb. We have the bacteria in our gut. And by the way, G. Edward Griffin shared with me, because I don't like science fiction. And he is the founder of the Red Pill Society, or the Red Pill Conference. And I asked him, I said, what is the red pill? I hope I got it right. Yeah, I think it's the red pill. So in the movie The Matrix, which I hated The Matrix. Anyone with me here? Anyone like The Matrix? And Keanu Reeves is a wonderful guy. I just do not like science fiction. It's just not something that I want to spend my time doing, right? So when I asked G. Edward Griffin during a break, this is when I was doing radio at the time, we were taking breaks, and I asked him privately, I said, why did you call it the Red Pill Society, Red Pill Conference, or Red Pill, yeah, I guess it's the conference. And he said, have you seen The Matrix? And I went, oh, yes, tried it, fell asleep. And he goes, watch it again. But this time watch it that the bad guys and the good guys and the brainwashed people and the ones that were hooked up to that's our bad bacteria communicating, taking over our gut, taking over our bodies. Oh my goodness. What a tip that was, because I watched the movie, The Matrix, and with that, I was able to hook into it. There's good bacteria, there's bad bacteria. There are toxic people in our lives. There are fabulous, phenomenal, life-giving people in our lives. And I'm not saying cut them off and hate them. I'm saying maybe love them from afar. Encourage them to join you. But if they're sabotaging you, it's time to love them from afar. Find a new tribe that will help you do what you want to do. But don't give the power to the tribe. It's your life. Does that make sense? I don't know if this is making sense to you, but I want to say that together we can make it work. Together we are an overwhelming majority. One of us can do great things, but together we can do incredible things. So let's do that together. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. Thank you so much for being in the classroom today. I'm looking forward to sharing information. Stay tuned on Monday. We're going to advertise the 3-week contest for the St. Patrick's Day. We're giving away the grounding Unimat. So if you have one, Victoria, you can give it away. And for those of you who already have grounding pads, remember, if you want to buy more, please go through the process. There was a switch in groundtherapy.com to earthing.com. And so if you had purchased before, just go through whenyouneedafriend.com, click onto my my either shopping bag or my sponsors page. And then when you click on that, that gives me, click onto the Ground Therapy Earthing logo, and then you can shop. And then I get notification, I get credit, so that I can use that credit for more things to come in the classroom. So tell all your friends when you share, tell them to go to whenyouneedafriend.com, go through that process every time. And hopefully we can create some revenue to grow the classroom even more. So thank you so much for your support and love. And I love all the hearts. Remember, if you are liking this podcast, this broadcast, this class, if you are liking, if you are sharing, and if you are tagging friends, your name will be added. And tag as many friends as you want to this particular broadcast class, because the more you participate, the more your name will be added to the giveaway. And we will pick the names tomorrow. And if there's still people coming in from YouTube, it might be Monday. So, because I've got a busy day tomorrow, you know what? It's going to be Monday. So now you have the whole weekend. You have the whole weekend to get your name in the giveaway. So I'm going to do Monday giveaway. And so what we'll do is, as many tags, just, you know what to do. You know, social media. That's the currency of social media. Getting your numbers up, getting the people to respond. Thank you, Glenda, for sharing. Make sure you tag a friend as well. That way you'll get your names a different way. So tell me that you want it, you'll get your name in. Share it, like it, get your name in, get your name in. tag it, get your name in as many times. And the more you're in, the greater chance that you will win. So good luck. And I am looking forward to our next conversation. So thank you so much for your love and support. We'll see you soon. Okay, so I'm going to say goodbye to all of you on, wait, bye guys. We'll see you soon. Bye. And you too, YouTube. You can go and do the same thing. You can go to my YouTube. I don't know if you can do that with YouTube. Enlighten me, YouTubers. Let me know if I can like somebody, or if you can take my channel and put it in somebody else's Facebook page. I don't know. Get creative and tell me what you've done. You can text me at 407-373-5959. Until we meet again, we'll see you soon.